What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. My birthday weekend was terrific. And to top it off, on Monday, Howie Roseman signs another Georgia Bulldog. Let's pull it up real quick. The Eagles, per Jeremy Fowler, are signing Azeez Ojulari. Sources, pass rusher, number 51, Azeez Ojulari, is signing with the Eagles on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Ojulari, who had 6 sacks last year, stays in the NFC East with this Super Bowl champion. Now, I tweeted on my birthday. For those who only follow me on YouTube, I pretty much go live or drop a video every day. Sometimes on the weekend, I spend the time with the family. But y'all my family too, which we'll be doing more shows on the weekend going forward. But a lot of people didn't think the Azeez Ojulari signing could happen. He was a positive on the Giants every year he's played for the Giants when healthy. Number 51 can do a lot of things. Another Philly dog. The Giants wanted to keep him. Don't let Giant fans act like they didn't want to keep him. Look, we literally hear from Jeremy Fowler on this note. Jeremy Fowler, after letting us know that Azeez Ojulari is an Eagle on a very, very respectable deal. Think about this. Ojulari had 6 sacks last year. Josh Sweat had 8. Josh Sweat gets $19 million a year, and Azeez on a prove-it deal gets $4 million. The Eagles heavily recruited Ojulari, who goes to a place known for maximizing defensive linemen. Giants tried. I repeat, Jeremy Fowler said the Giants tried to bring him back, but he is an Eagle. Thank you, New York Football Giants, for continuing to, you didn't trade us Saquon Barkley, but you let him walk out the door. And when I look around on that Giants defense of young up-and-coming players, Azeez Ojulari always had my respect. Go back to the live play-by-play when we played the Giants. I gave Azeez Ojulari respect then. I asked for it on my birthday, and by golly, we got it. Now, I was going to make a video yesterday. My birthday was on Friday. I partied into Saturday. Well, not party, but families all over the place this weekend. And I was going to make a video because there was an account called Slick Rick. There was an account on Twitter called Slick Rick, and he simply said that the rumors for Azeez Ojulari are heating up. Now, granted, who the heck is Slick Rick when it comes to the sports world? I don't know. He's never said anything. I don't follow him. So y'all were sending me this. The people who follow me on Twitter, and that's why you should follow me on Twitter, because when I'm not on YouTube making videos or going live, I'm still talking football 24/7. I said, could you imagine Azeez Ojulari signing to the Eagles on my birthday? And people were like, I would love it. But some people were in the comments, impossible. There's no way. They just got Joshua Uche. And again, I think we're really sleeping on the Joshua Uche signing as well, simply because the way Howie structured that contract. There's 4 voided years on it. The only reason you put voided years on a 1-year deal worth what, $1.75 million, is if you believe that the low risk, high reward is going to pay off. And then if you need to restructure, extend, when there's no voided years, you have to give them a whole new deal. But now you can extend them, try to get them back on the cheap. You got 2 young, promising pass rushers for cheaper than Josh Sweat last year. You got 2 young, promising pass rushers to go along with Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt, who people forget about. You get 2 young, promising pass rushers to go with 2 other young, promising pass rushers. And all your pass rushers don't even equal up to Josh Sweat last year, let alone what he's getting paid this year, $19 million. And Howie, we trust When we traded CJ Gardner-Johnson, I know people didn't understand it why, and I'm not here to still say that was a good deal, unless things transpire where we end up drafting Malachi Starks or Emmanuel Jackson or whatever. But you just gotta wait and see. Money's tight, but people want to play for the Eagles. They saw Isaiah Rodgers get paid after 1 year. Oren Burks, who was Oren Burks prior to playing for the Eagles? Another Georgia guy. Philly Rican Sports with the $2 super chat, 22 sacks in 46 games, another Georgia Bulldog. Look at that. Guaranteed almost a sack every other game. A sack every other game at that. 6 sacks last year. He got to stay healthy, but this is this is the best signing of the offseason, right? That's outside because, retaining Zach Bond was terrific. Retaining Zach Bond, who was the best linebacker in football last year, as the 4th highest paid linebacker, was fantastic. Y'all know how free agency works? You know how free agency works. The next man up gets paid. J.C. Horn got $25 million a year for the Carolina Panthers. So Stingley Jr. for the Texans gets $30 million for a corner per year. Quinyon's going to be expensive when his time is up. But the next man up gets the bag. $30 million for Stingley Jr. You would think the Eagles paying the next coming up linebacker, he should, regardless of the name. Next up, you get paid. Howie getting Zach Bond for $17 per year behind Fred Warner, Tremaine Edmonds, and Roquan Smith. The culture's different. The Giants tried their best to get Azeez Ojulari. We'll figure out what the Giants offered him. Soon it will come out. Ain't nothing stays quiet in the NFL circle. As Philly Rican Sports first super chat of today, appreciate the love and support. 22 sacks, 46 games, another Georgia Bulldog, and you get him on a deal. 1 year, $4 million. 1 year, $4 million. Granted, let me go to my page just to show y'all. I'm definitely saying all this. The Eagles signing edge rusher Azeez Ojulari, going live to talk about it. But look what I said on my birthday, March 14th. If the Eagles sign Azeez Ojulari on my birthday, won't be able to go live though, but it would be crazy. I said I wouldn't be able to go live on my birthday if we went out and signed this dog that I wanted. Now, shout out to some of the people on there who's saying that. I seen an unverified source, but who else? I didn't say nobody told me. I simply said, look, I just want him. Because the source that he said is unverified is that Slick Rick dude. But there was other people who wanted him and agreed. A lot of people saying there's no way we're going to be able to get him. Blah, blah, blah. But here we go. We go out there and get Azeez Ojulari on a deal that is terrific. Terrific. Shout out to him. Philly Rican Sports with another donation to the channel. When the Giants see him get 10 sacks this year, that's going to break their hearts once again because the Giants did want to bring him back. The Giants were in conversation talks with him, but the Eagles kept saying, bro, I know it's a 1 year, $4 million, but do you know who you're playing next to? You're playing next to Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, other young Philly dogs. Jalen Carter is going to make your job so much better, so much easier. So much easier. Howie Roseman knows my birthday. Well, granted, free agency is my birthday. But last year around my birthday, we getting Saquon Barkley. We weren't really happy on the Zach Bond signing, but look what happened now. And Azeez Ojulari, I put out a little tweet. Can you get him for my birthday, Howie? Shoot, maybe Howie was at the party in the back because he was busy on my birthday, but he came through in the long run. Came through in the long run for sure. Stephen Bagley with the $5 super chat. How we now free to use draft picks to move up in the draft? Think Tyler Warren, Starks, or even Abdul Carter. That would be a huge move up. Like when you move up from 32 to what, 1, 2, or 3, depending on where we think them quarterbacks are going to go, right? Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, Cam Ward. Travis Hunter is interesting, just the fact that he can play corner, wide receiver, and he's sticking to his guns. He wants to play both of them. The quarterbacks are always going to be in play, but Abdul Carter is the best. He's a monster. I think that is a little far-fetched to move up that high. I think you would have to mortgage a lot of the future, and the Eagles have been real good via the draft. But look, I'm looking at mock drafts, and you can't always go by that. Look, Quinyon was taken in every mock draft at 12. Then he fell to us at 20. Cooper went in the first round of multiple mock drafts. He fell to the second round. But yes, Tyler Warren, Malachi Starks are guys that I honestly believe the Eagles should consider, and that could be there. Or if not there, if Malachi Starks is still there at 24, 25, if you're Howie Roseman got like 20 cell phones. He got so many lines. While the draft is going, if Howie Roseman is calling around and feeling around, and he thinks that Malachi Starks ain't going to make it past 26, but he's there at 23, how are we going to call number 24, number 25, knowing that 26 wants Malachi Starks? We're at 32. The clock is at 22. I need to jump, or 23. I need to jump up to 24, 25 to steal him from 26. Shoots and ladders is going to be a real game to play via the 2025 NFL draft. Now, granted, vice versa. Tyler Warren goes a little earlier than we thought. Malachi Starks goes as early as they say, blah, blah, blah. Now you really, the board has changed to you. Now you fall back, gain some more picks that we're going to have. But we have a lot of stuff to play with. We got the 3 comp picks. Over the weekend, Mekhi Becton went to the Chargers on a 2-year, $20 million deal. Shout out to him. But that's another pick for us. 4 comp picks. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Steve Bagley, I appreciate the follower super chat. And you're right, though. Howie Roseman is definitely going to be able to play with this draft. He has the ammunition. And even if, again, some teams know that the 2025 season is not going to be their friend. If a team knows they're building for the future, well, then them 2026 picks come in handy too. If we really want to move up the draft and use this draft to solidify a team that is already young and already hungry, well, then you use some of the picks in 2026. But back to Azeez Ojulari, 1-year deal worth $4 million. You can't make that stuff up. Howie Roseman did a solid job in free agency. You already paid Saquon. You brought back Zach Bond. You got your offense locked up. Your defense is young, and you are preparing. If Milton Williams is making $26 million a year, Jalen Carter is going to be making 35 by next year. When we have the opportunity to extend him next year, Jalen Carter is going to be making $35 million. If J.C. Horn is making $25 million per year and Derek Stingley Jr. just signed a $30 million deal, we don't have to. The earliest we can extend Quinyon Mitchell is after year 3. Eagles get stuff done early. Look at the Bengals. Bengals are paying Chase and Higgins $69 million per year when you AVA it and combined it. We're paying Smitty and AJ 57, 12 years different. We come to the table early. When Jalen Carter gets paid, he'll be the highest paid D tackle in the NFL and to the next man up. And that's why you don't wait to the 4th year or the 5th year. You get it done after year 3. Quinyon's going to have to be done after year 3 too if he continues to have his own bay. And the cornerback market is skyrocketing, but so is the cap. The cap went up $25 million this year. By the time Quinyon gets paid, which is still 2 years, 2 years is still early. 2 years from today, or the end of the season, is still early. and the cap will be more. That dang sports show said we need to lock him up. He's weather. Yes, if you're talking about Jalen Carter, for sure, for sure. Alex said highest paid D tackle. That is going to happen for Jalen Carter at the end of the season. But Azeez Ojulari, who was heavily recruited by the Eagles, was leaning. It was like a tug of war. Eagles telling him to come to Philly. There's no better place to maximize your edge rushing ability than Philadelphia because of who mans the middle, Jalen Carter. The fact that he's a Georgia Bulldog puts the cherry on top. But Howie Roseman has been working this. According to reports, multiple reports, the Eagles have shown interest in Azeez Ojulari for a while here, and now we get him on a 1-year, $4 million deal. But the Giants were in the running for him, but the Eagles won the war. The Eagles won the war. Let's take a look at this play real quick. Low motion. Chase going to the left. And there he goes. Azeez Ojulari. Sack on Joe Burrow. It's going to look better when he does it for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles just put up their post. We agree to terms on a 1-year deal. Linebacker Azeez Ojulari. Let's see what else we got as it pertains to Azeez Ojulari. That's pretty much it. Zach Berman got an emergency show out there. Let's look at this. First 4 years in the NFL. Joe G. Elliott Shore Parks retweeted it. First 4 years for Azeez Ojulari compared to the famous Hassan Reddick. We're going to read that in a second. Did I miss a super chat? I think I did. All right, there it is. Ariel Mass with the $2 super chat. Appreciate the love and support. Eagles win. We might not have the best names, but these are important signings. Like I said, a lot of people didn't believe we were going to be able to get it done, and Azeez Ojulari is now a Philadelphia Eagle. This is another win. Won all through the playoffs, won the Super Bowl, and now we winning when you add a guy like this to a roster that already looks like that. But you lost Milton. Okay. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Ajomo. But you lost Sweat. 8 sacks. Azeez Ojulari, Uche, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt. But you can't forget, you lost Mekhi Becton, Tyler Steen, the guy we traded for CJ for. CJ is yet to be replaced. But everybody that we lost, we have guys that played at a high level. Let's go ahead and see this. 46 games for Azeez Ojulari. 64 games for Hassan Reddick. First 4 years. That's the problem with Azeez Ojulari. The guy, his talent is way more than a 1-year, $4 million deal. But he got to stay healthy. Anyways, now we know Hassan Reddick was a late bloomer. But Azeez Ojulari is super young. He's only played 4 years. Now, Jalen Carter and, Nolan Smith is looking good in his year too. But some guys take a little long. Anyways, 46 games is 64. 22 sacks for Azeez Ojulari. 20 sacks for Hassan Reddick. 2 more sacks and 20 less games? 59 solo tackles compared to Hassan Reddick's 162. But still, 46 games, 22 sacks. Man, got to stay healthy, but he a dog. Jaquan Williams with the $5 super chat. CJ-GJ trade was a better move than most people think. I'm a defensive coordinator, and this play was nice, but he's out of all DBs trusted his brother less. Let me just say this. Cedar Gardner-Johnson led the Eagles with interceptions with 6. When you look across the league, he was 3rd in interceptions. That's good. He had the 3rd most interceptions in the NFL. He's a ball hawk. However, This is not me to poo-poo him because I still got a lot of love and respect for CJ. I still probably wouldn't did it myself, but I'm not Howie Roseman, and I'm listening to Jaquan Williams with this super chat. However, if we gonna talk about him being third in interceptions, we do got to admit the truth of the matter is he was number one in touchdowns allowed. So he led the league in interceptions, but he also led the league in allowing touchdowns. Take the ball the way to Thermos, but also allow the most touchdowns. I'm gonna rock with what you say, Jaquan, and regardless, I got a lot of love for CJGJ, but he's not here no more. LG said draft Starks. I'm definitely looking to draft another Philly dog, Malachi Starks. The change of direction, the ball skills, Pauls. It's crazy. But Azeez Ojulari, 6 sacks last year, 22 and 46 games, is now officially an Eagle 1-year deal worth 40, my bad, $4 million. This was Azeez Ojulari when he played for the Georgia Bulldogs. When you're a Georgia Bulldog, you normally find your way over here to the Philadelphia Eagles. Pro Football Focus tweeted the Eagles have signed edge rusher Azeez Ojulari to a 1-year, $4 million deal per Jeremy Fowler. 22 sacks, 107 pressures in his career, and this dude is now a bird. Now a bird. You can't make this stuff up. John Jones said, who scares you guys in the division? Nobody scares the Philadelphia Eagles. But as we sit here on March 17th, happy St. Patrick Day to anybody out there who rocks with St. Patty's Day. I would be maybe celebrating a little bit more, but my birthday, it was a fun weekend. I was away from y'all way too long, but we're going to be back on the regularly scheduled programs, live shows and recorded ones. But nobody scares the Eagles, but I got to give it to, of course, the Commanders who made it to the NFC Championship game to play us, but really never got off the plane because that 55 burger was crazy. Was crazy talks. After Walter Nolan, go after Walter Nolan. That's an interesting guy for sure. Eagles could definitely make that happen. Ariel Mass said, wearing green already. You already know. KGKO911 became a YouTube member. Appreciate the love and support. Appreciate it. Edwin Gonzalez said, finally can play a natural grass next to the best D tackle. You get the natural grass. You get a better fan base. You get a winning culture. And yeah, you buy the best D tackle in the NFL. The literal next Aaron Donald. I didn't say that, or I'm saying it now. But Aaron Donald said it himself. I'm going to co-sign a guy like Aaron Donald saying it. Big fish, little boat coming in here saying, let Howie cook. Let him cook. Fangio's going to love this signing for sure. Jaquan Williams with another $5 super chat. He led the league in interceptions because he was always in people's area because he didn't trust his brothers. Stole 3 from Quinion. That's why he was scored on the most. Yeah, he does play a wild brand of football. And again, stealing is stealing. But he came down with the ball. Got the Philadelphia Eagles a turnover. I can't be mad at it. But I understand why. Again, if you're going to say one good thing, you got to say the other thing if it's bad. You can't just tell half the truth. And the other part is that he was scored on the most. I still wish he was an Eagle, but because he's not, I still got respect for him, and I wish him well in Houston. He's in the AFC. Don't really bother us and let. But we got people to worry about over here. Like newly acquired Azeez Ojulari, 22 sacks, 107 pressures in his career. We're talking about 107 pressures in 46 games, bro. 107 pressures in 46 games. And the Giants tried everything They tried it. They tried their best to keep Azeez Ojulari. He just realized that I'm playing next to Jalen Carter. As my one guy just said here, I'm going to be on natural grass. Fan base is crazy in a good way over there. Let's go out there and try to repeat. He won't repeat, but he can try to help us repeat. So again, let me ask y'all this. Josh Sweat for $19 million, really hurting our cap. Or Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, under $6 million. Now, granted, Josh Sweat, long-term deal, 3 years. It wasn't 3 years, 19. It's 19 per year. Or, I don't know, 17, 19. I forgot at this point. You got two young. Look, Joshua had 8 sacks last year, right? His best year, he had what, 11? We've seen 11 and a half from Uche on his best year. We know what Azeez can bring while missing games. Look at the bang for your buck. Josh Sweat, $19 million a year. Azeez Ojulari, Joshua Uche, and you're talking about under $6 million. Under $6 million. I love Josh Sweat. My son is upset. When I told him that Josh Sweat was not gonna be an Eagle no more, he said he loved doing a sweat sack celebration with him. Y'all know that I don't do every single live play-by-play because I've been trying to spend more time watching the games with my son. He's into football. He's playing tackle football. Now he signed up for spring flag football. He'll get back in tackle football when it comes up. He wants to watch games. Sometimes he come up here and when I'm streaming, we watch a little bit together with y'all. Sometimes I sit downstairs. He loved the sweat thing. I love the sweat celebration. But when you listen, you can't just run it back all the time with the same people. We try. When we won a Super Bowl in 2017, we paid everybody. Try to keep it going. Sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta change it up. And this is a dog, literally. I'm gonna miss Josh Sweat. No ill on Josh Sweat. No ill will at all. But man, Azeez Ojulari. Eddie said, I'm taking these 2 dogs. Big Fish of the Boat said, who are you missing more, Sweat or Milton? It's Milton for me. Yeah, I think as the player in general, what Milton does, I mean, he didn't have more sacks than Josh Sweat, but I think he's more valuable. But my son just messes with the celebration. X and his XOs, definitely Milton. But yeah, again, I'm a big believer in a Jomo. Is he going to be exactly what Milton Williams was last year? No, but I believe it in a Jomo. Jordan Davis does what he needs to do. And again, now that you got 2 edge rushers, like now you don't got to go into the NFL draft like we have to draft an edge rusher round 1. If James Pearson Jr. is there out of Tennessee, then maybe you still do that. Because these are 1-year deals and they're prove-it deals. But the low risk is worth the high reward. However, if Malik, now you can maybe get a safety round 1. Maybe you can get a D tackle round 1. You're plugging up. You don't want to go into the draft needing too much. And I'm not saying we don't need an edge rusher, but I love this move. I wanted this move back on March 14th. I mean, I wanted to move when free agency started. But I really I don't know, man. I was sipping that Crown Rizzy on March 14th, scrolling on Twitter, and I just felt like saying, if the Eagles and Howie Roseman sign Azeez Ojulari on my birthday, I won't be able to go live with y'all on my birthday, but it'll be crazy. And maybe that's why he did it. He knew I wasn't going to be able to go live with y'all. And then yesterday, he probably looked at my YouTube and was like, damn, Mike's still celebrating his birthday? I bet. Mike got to be ready by 5 o'clock on Monday. Da-na-na. As as y'all should know, I'm just kidding. Howie Roseman ain't do it today and not over the weekend because of me. But I'm saying though, you just never know. Now, I'm really happy with this move. I like what we did. Again, who knows what happens with Dallas Goedert? So you bring in two backup tight ends, and I'm going to do a film breakdown on Kyle Granson from the Colts. I like his game. I like what he brings. I think he'll be a solid. I think he and Calcaterra are really going to fight for the tight end too, unless we end up trading Dallas Goedert. But then you have a nice 1-2 punch in Granson and Calcaterra. Errol Mass said, wait, what is your age? 34. Born 1991, March 14th. So Philly Mike just turned 34. 34 years old. Again, I don't think the Eagles should trade Goddard. I know there's not too many benefits of it. Like you're gonna save like what 900,000 in cap space, but you're gonna be hit with some dead money, like at least 10 mil of it. Now the Eagles are able to definitely take on dead money because of the way we structure contracts. But sheesh, I don't know. Shout out to everybody with the happy birthday wishes again. Uh, I was enjoying it. Like I said, Friday, Saturday, thought I was gonna get a video out Sunday, still was going off, a little bit busy, and woke up today, started a video, but then I had to go to my son's school for something. Stopped to go to my son's school for something. Came home at like 4 o'clock and was like, "Am I really gonna do a video at 4 o'clock? I'll just finish it up tomorrow morning and drop it earlier tomorrow." And then around 5 o'clock, we've been live for 31 minutes. The Eagles officially signed former Giant edge rusher Azeez Ojulari to a 1-year, $4 million deal, first reported by Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. In 46 games, this once upon a time Georgia Bulldog had 22 sacks and 107 pressures for the New York Football Giants. They ain't trade him to us, but they couldn't retain Saquon. Thank you very much. And they couldn't retain Azeez Ojulari. And for anybody who rocks with the Giants and tries to come on this video or any video and says, man, we really ain't really want him. That's cap. Because Jeremy Fowler reported the Giants did everything in their power to try to retain him. But he listened to what the Eagles said. The Eagles only had $4 million for him. How you like, bro? I got 1 year, $4 million. Really? That's it? But listen to this. You'll be playing against the best. You'll be playing right next to the best D tackle in the game. When they double team him, you gonna eat. If you eat, we either gonna re-sign you on a nice edge rusher deal, or you gonna get paid. You remember that guy Oren Burks? He's like, who's Oren Burks? We signed him off the special teams from the Niners last year. Came in and had some quality snaps. Got $5 million. He's making more than you. 2-year $5 million. But who's Oren Burks? Zaya Rogers missed the whole year of football. Came in, he didn't start. Played a handful of snaps, pretty darn well. Got 2 years, $15 million. Bro, you come here, we either going to, and again, Zach Bond, we gave this man 17 mil, but we ain't let him leave because he became a core piece. How old is Ojulari? He can't be that old. He's only been in the league 4 years. Ojulari is 24. Bruh. You got a 24-year-old former Georgia Bulldog who has 22 sacks and 107 pressures in 46 games. The key word is 46 games. Got to stay healthy, but he's a dog. He's 24 years old. See, shout out to Oren Burke. Shout out to Mekhi Becton. Shout out to Isaiah Rogers. They helped us win a Super Bowl. Mekhi started. The other guys came in for quality snaps, and somebody else. Mekhi Becton got the most money he's ever made in an NFL career after being the Eagles. Same with Rodgers. Same with Burks. So Azeez Ojulari is looking at it like this. if I live up to my end of the deal, the Eagles' D line is going to be better than it was last year. Because if he lives up to, that's better than 8 sacks. And that's what Sweat gave us. Granted, Sweat gave us the best, his best game ever in the Super Bowl. And that's also what got him paid. Bottom line is, Azeez could be signing a $15 million annually deal next year for either the Eagles or another team. But you play good with the Philadelphia Eagles in 1 year, you're either signing with another NFL team at pretty good money, or in Zach Bone's case, we ain't going to let you walk out. You were a 1 year rental last year, getting paid cheapness. But you proved you're a core player on the Eagles. So boom, take this 17 mil. Trevor T said Nolan Smith is going to have 14 sacks next year. Dude really might. If I'm going to make any type of guess, if I'm putting some cheddar on something, I'm definitely smacking it over on double digits. I definitely see Nolan Smith getting double digits sacks. Jaquan Williams with another $2 super chat. He's been supporting the channel on this stream. That's like his third super chat of the day. Grab Andrew Armstrong, wide receiver, and LA Don Jackson, ERARK. Interesting. I got to look at the second one for sure. But yeah, I don't know when the Eagles would go wide receiver, what round, simply because they do have, Jahan's staying on them. He's still on a rookie deal. You got Smitty and AJ. Yeah, after Jahan Dotson, how good do we feel about Johnny Wilson? We do got to get some depth at the wide receiver position. We'll see what happens. But Jaquan Williams, always appreciate your knowledge, for sure. Charlton said Ojulari played very well under defensive coordinator Wink Martindale 2 years ago. Yeah. And again, the Giants defense hasn't been that bad, right? The Giants defense hasn't been that bad, but it's not that great. But hold up. We just got some breaking news. From Adam Schefter. Lane Johnson restructuring his deal. Let's break this down here on the Philly Talk Podcast. Again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos, whether we're live or I drop a video. Live stream videos, all that stuff. Hit the like button. There's over 600 people in here. There's no reason why we can't have at least 500 likes. Adam Schefter says, another Eagles payday. 5-time All-Pro offensive tackle Lane Johnson has reworked his contract to add $8 million over the next 2 years and an additional $30 million in guarantees, per his agent Ken Starnoff from One of One agency. The soon-to-be 35-year-old Johnson will now earn $48 million over the next 2 years, including $40 million in guaranteed money. So again, he reworked his contract to add $8 million over the next 2 years, an additional $30 in guaranteed, which now means $48 million over the next 2 years, and 40 of it guaranteed. Now, at this moment, I don't know what that does to the cap. I'm thinking it extends his years, of course, by reworking the contract, giving him a pay raise because he's the best tackle in the game, especially when you look at the best right tackle in the game. And now, as C says, he's under contract until 2027, 10 out of 10. Love it. And you might say he's 35. This is a different type of 35-year-old. First of all, most offensive linemen are chunky strong. No homo, but Lane be like 8-pack stack type paid to Lane Johnson is just, he's one of the best athletes, footwork, just the way he moves, the flow, his footwork is crazy for an offensive lineman. Pause, all that stuff. This dude, this is one of the guys that can play offensive line until he's like, well, he'll be what, 37-ish when it's done? Trevor T says, "Not as crazy." The dude's stacked for an offensive lineman, bruh. I said my fair share of stuff before that because I knew y'all were going to come for me. At the end of the day, he's not, again, he's not. Jason Peters played until like 40-something. Now, it wasn't high quality play. It was a high quality play, but Lane Johnson just has the body type, the skill set, the mindset, the toughness. This dude might be, I don't know when he's going to stop because he just keeps getting better. When Lane Johnson turned like 32, I was like, dang. At 32, people started to ask me, like, how long do you think Lane got? Like, yo, real talk, it depends how long y'all been watching this channel. But 3 years ago, I pretty much said, the dude still got like a lot of game left. People were saying like 2 to 3 years 3 years ago. Now we're 3 years later. He talking about, I easily got 2 more years. Easily. When Brian Baldinger breaks down his film, just the athletic perspective for a tackle. See, a lot of tackles, like, I don't think there's any tackle in the game that is more athletic than Lane Johnson. Jordan Mailata is a beast, but he gonna beat you with, I don't know, man. Lane Johnson is forever. He's a forever Eagle. BG grew like fine wine too, aged like fine wine. But Lane Johnson, year in and year out, is one of the best tackles in the National Football League. Man, I'm happy to keep him. We remember after the season, they literally talked to him and he said, I'm for sure running it back. Well, he's running it back for even longer. So on this live stream, we got Azeez Ojulari signing a 1-year, $4 million deal. We got the Eagles paying another, look at, 5-time All-Pro. He's forever a Pro Bowler. 5-time All-Pro. And he should have way more than 5 All-Pros. The league been doing us dirty, doing him dirty because he's an Eagle. Somebody said Azeez should change his mind and sign with Dallas. You crazy. But look, I know Dallas Cowboy fans wanted him. At least the people that be on Twitter, because I've seen some Cowboys Twitter people, content creators talking about some, man, I would love the Cowboys to sign Azeez Ojulari. So if any Cowboy fan is trying to downplay the Eagles signing Azeez Ojulari, tell them to just knock it off. Knock it off. Larry Allen said, don't forget Dotson. He played a hell of a good game for us in the Super Bowl for our Birds to win. The 2 big passes from Hurts. Yeah, I like Jahan Dotson. I think year 2 with Jalen Hurts and year 2 under A.J. Brown and I almost said Lane Johnson. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith really finding his role, his area, his strengths in this offense. Even though Kellen Moore won't be here, I think it's going to up his game. I'm ready to see year 2 in Philly of Jahan Dotson. But what's the depth behind that? Paris Campbell signed with the Cowboys. He was their guy that flirts with the roster, the practice squad, back on the roster, the practice squad. Johnny Wilson, I mean, he's been dropping a lot of passes. We'll figure that out. C said, now we know why Lane Johnson tweeted Howie season a few days ago. Yes. And I thought that came at an odd time. Like, he tweeted Howie season right after CJ Gardner-Johnson got traded. And even if you believe, like, shout out to Lane. He knows Howie knows what he's doing. But I thought he would be at least a little bit respectful in the sense of, like, dang, is that, like, are you actually co-signing that that's a good, like, you're happy he's traded? I would have been, I don't know. But Lane Johnson probably was talking about he being reworked, and extended, restructured, whatever it's called. I'm tired today. I'm still jet lagged off that birthday weekend. Z said, why would anyone that's not smoking crack? Why would anybody sign with the Cowboys? I hear you on that for sure. Robert Dredden with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the love and support, my guy. It's official. Next year, we're back to blowing the whistle. Ayo, pause. Dallas, Washington. Y'all know what it is. Belt to ass. World champs. That is fact. It's funny how Robert didn't even include the Giants. Said Washington, Dallas. You know what time it is. BTA. Giants. Once again, thanks for Saquon Barkley. And shout out to y'all. We got a defensive player. They helping out our offense. They helping out our defense. The Giants were unable to re-sign Azeez Ojulari. So he stays in the NFC East. Azeez Ojulari drives down the turnpike to sign with the Philadelphia Eagles. Robert Dredden's already saying it's officially running back season. Blow the whistle. Pause. We might have to, I don't know if we can run that song back, though. All I know is Lane Johnson with the Eagles, but let's not mistake. We started this stream talking about Azeez Ojulari. Now, granted, Lane Johnson is Lane Johnson. He's willing and deserving of our celebrations. Lane Johnson is now under contract through the next 3 years. He'll play 2025 season, 2026 season, and 2027 season. Wow. Under contract through 2027. Look what Elliot Shore Parks had to say. Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Azeez Ojulari is a really good group of young edges. A year from now, could be viewed as one of the best trios in the NFL. And that's also him leaving out Joshua Uche. But I think he talked about these three players simply because they're the youngest. We're talking about 24-year-old Ojulari. Nolan's young. Hunt is young. And they also all are Philly dogs. There's the official Eagle graphic. Lane Johnson extended. Let's run it back. We about to really run it back, though, for real, for real. This shit crazy, yo. And Howie we trust. Look at that hat. Look at that hat. Look at that hat. That's lovely. That is lovely. Look, he's already prediction. He got Joshua Uche on the bubble and Bryce Huff on the bubble. Well, I mean, if I had to pick out of the bubble, Azeez Ojulari or Josh Uche, there's a lot. I still think there's a lot more potential. And he even says there's going to be a rookie added to this room, which there will be. I don't know if it'll be a first-round rookie, though, now. Holy crap. Let's go back to the Jeremy Fowler report, talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to get up out of here. I appreciate all the love and support, though, for real, for real. Azeez Ojulari, though. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. Azeez, go Birds, no doubt. Howie, more coming. Respect. Jaquan said, don't forget we got a Dory Jackson also. That's another guy. Yes, again. I'm still in a big belief. I'm a big believer if he somehow proves if he's capable of starting, then okay. But I'm hoping that it's a good veteran presence in the locker room at the corner position, and I'm hoping that Keeley beats him out. But I don't think the Eagles just want to hand Keeley the job. If Keeley can prove that he could beat out Eli Ricks and a Dory Jackson and a possible rookie, then that's even more. He's better. Sorry for yawning on the stream. I am tired. Larry Allen said he bleed green for us, Howie, and that's what's up. The dude bleeds for the city. We saw it. We saw it when he got popped in the head. Popped in the head. Then he straight up went to the podium and said, I bleed for the city. Yeah, I just got a text message. I thought it was Harry Roseman telling me something else. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to everybody in the chat though. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the videos. Y'all going crazy in the chat. With that being said, 50 minutes live. I was gonna try to stay to an hour, but we pretty much chopped it up about everything. Like I said, I started a video early this morning, had to go run to the school for my son, so I didn't finish it, but we will break down some of my thoughts on everything. I do want to do a breakdown on Amaro Jomo for y'all. I do want to look more into Kyle Granson, talk more. I'll have some film that we gonna break down on just how ridiculous Azeez Ojulari is when you look at what he can do from a edge rushing standpoint, especially when nobody throws a extra body over there at him and he's working one-on-one, which Milton Williams saw a lot of, Josh Sweat saw a lot of, even Nolan. Man, a trio of 24-year-old Azeez Ojulari, Nolan Smith age. Azeez Ojulari is 24. Nolan Smith Jr. is 24. And Jalix Hunt age is 24. Bro, it's the trio of the 24s. 24-year-old edge rushing group is about to go crazy alongside of Jalen Carter, who is he'll be 24 in April 4th. Jalen Carter will be 24 April 4th. Jordan Davis is 25. He turned 25 this January. You out of the club, bro. You out of the club. You out of the club, bro. Come April 4th, we'll have 4 young 24-year-old dogs out there getting sacks. What you want, Papa? My little man just popped up. Oh, wow. That's crazy.
That's how your mustache.
Yeah.
Yours.
I know. All right, I'll be downstairs a little bit. He came upstairs to show me somebody on Roblox has a beard or mustache like me. He says, that's like you. Crazy. With that being said, 52 minutes in, Howie Roseman told y'all to be patient. He told y'all that there was a plan in the works. Great things were in the works. And thus far, like Johnny G just said, Howie vision. Thomas B just said, don't apologize, my boy Yon away. You supplying us with the great news. Hard work, bro. You already know. Appreciate you. Like that Kelly Green AJ. That Kelly Green AJ jersey looking fresh. I need to get more Kelly Greens. I only got one Kelly Green jersey, and it's Saquon, but I got to get more. I got AJ, but I got the black AJ, got the Kelly Green Saquon. I got the midnight green Smitty and Hurts. Got a black Hurts too. But again, 46 total games for Azeez Ojulari. He does got to stay healthy. That's one of his problems, but he's 24 years old. We're not going to sit here and talk about no injury-prone 24-year-old. 46 games, 107 pressures, 22 sacks. 22 sacks in 46 games is just wild. The Giants absolutely did everything in their power to re-sign him. He want to play for Philly for 1 year, $4 million. I'm going to say this one more time before I get up out of here. Last year, Josh Sweat was making $10 million. Now, I like Josh Sweat for $10 million against the cap. I like Josh Sweat. I would have loved to have him back. But Josh Sweat for 19 mil a year? Or Azeez Ojulari, Joshua Uche, Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith for less than 10. But you're going to say, well, Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith are already here. Okay. Azeez Ojulari and Joshua Uche is under 6 million. So you get two young, you get a 24-year-old and a 26-year-old for a total of 5.7 million to prove they should stay in Philly over a $19 million guy. And then you restructure Lane. And I do want to get the numbers. If anybody knows what the Lane Johnson extension saves us, because we talked about it a little bit ago, but I do want to probably get the numbers if it does come out. What does it save us? Let's see if anything came out. Nope, just the fact that he agreed to terms and extension for Lane Johnson. Respect, Larry. Jay Sam says we need that big boy from South Carolina. That dang sports show said I've been wanting him. Who we talking about? Ojulari? I think everybody does. Philly Regan says saves 8 million and gives him 30 in guaranteed. No, I don't think it saves 8 million. It gives him an additional 8 million over 2 years. Let's go back and read that again. I don't think Adam Schefter never really says how much stuff is saved on the cap. Let's go back and read this again. Another Eagles payday. 5-time All-Pro offensive tackle Lane Johnson has reworked his contract to add $8 million over the next 2 years and an additional $30 million in guarantees per his agent. So I don't think that's talking about $8 million in savings to the cap. I think that is saying $8 million additional for Lane Johnson over the next 2 years, which then means the soon-to-be 35-year-old will earn $48 million over the next 2 years, including 40 guaranteed. So I think he had 10 million in guarantees. They added 30, which makes it 40 in guarantees, and this $40 million deal is now 48 million. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I want to know what is the cap saving? Like, well, like no matter what we pay Cam Jurgens, extending him is going to save 3.2 million on the cap, supposedly, according to the latest reports. I'm waiting for the Cam Jurgens extension. That should come. Regardless of what we save, Lane Johnson is worth the money. Lane Johnson will be playing at a high level the next 3 years. Lane Johnson is 35. I think he just turned 35, though, to be honest. So I think he'll be 37 when the contract is over, and he'll be still one of the best guys. Oh, so Ariel Ma said 3. It saves 3 million on the cap? Or are you saying 3 years? Lane Johnson's birthday. Yeah, so actually, he's 34, but in May he'll be 35. So he'll start this season at 35. C said Cam is next year, I thought. Cam Jurgens came in the same draft as I mean, you don't have to extend Cam Jurgens, but he's a second round pick. He won't get a 5th-year option. And no, Cam Jurgens was drafted in with Jordan Davis draft. So he came in 1 year before Jalen Carter. Philly Rican said the money saves us $8 million in the next 2 years. I mean, if that's what you're saying, but I read it as his contract added $8 million. So again, you might have seen something that I didn't see. I only see what's on here. Let me see. I'm gonna go with what y'all say for sure. I believe y'all. In the end, Eagles All-Pro tackle right lane added 1 year at 25 million to his deal and now is under contract through 2027. That's what. So when it's all said and done, Schefter just reported that in the end, the Eagles all-pro right tackle Lane Johnson added 1 year. So he was already on the books for 2 years. They added 1 more year, and in that 1 year, he's going to get paid $25 million. Sheesh. It's big time. That is big time. Regardless, Eagles have Howie Roseman, and so I just blindly listen until they give us a reason not to listen. ESPN said it saves the Eagles $8 million over the next 2 years. So, all right, I'm with y'all. Saving cap, getting players on the deal longer. I'm with y'all. It saves us $4 million per year. Let's go. Shout out to y'all. This is why I love chatting it up with y'all. We still got 426 people in the chat. We just hit an hour. Do we got 400 likes at least? Can we check if we got 400 likes? Let's see. We got 326 likes. 326 likes. Let's get 72 more likes. Now it's 328. 72 more likes before we get up out of here. It's free, it's easy, it don't cost a thing, and it's greatly appreciated. Mind you, the video I started today in the morning that I stopped doing should come out tomorrow. I should be able to finish it up around 8 o'clock tonight. I won't release it at 8, like 9, like 10 o'clock at night. I'll release it around between 8 and 10:30 in the morning. But you already know. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You can expect videos and or live streams Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Appreciate the love and support. Oh, yeah, Philly, we forgot to talk about that. And Sanders going to the Cowboys piss you off. I definitely ain't like it. Because I do got a lot of love for Sanders. I like what he brought to this team. I thought we could have used him more efficiently at times. That 2022 season was nice, although he kind of choked up and faltered in the Super Bowl. But I hate seeing any ex-Eagle go to the Cowboys. I hate seeing any ex-Eagle go to the Cowboys. Oh, yeah, it was 1 year before he played next to Kelsey, too. Forgot about that. You already know. But check this out. You could wait 1 more year, but when you wait to extend people, there's a chance for them leaving. They're probably going to cost more money. So, I'm still fully expecting before training camp comes. It could happen today. It could happen around the draft. It could happen in June, July when there's nothing to talk about right before they report to camp. But I do expect a Cam Jurgens extension. Penn State, yeah, it would have been crazy if he backed up Saquon Barkley in Penn State and he backed him up in the NFL. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. Mike, I'm with you. We didn't use him enough. Nate said they going to pressure X-Birds for our secrets. Yeah, but Miles Sanders don't really. I mean, he might know a little something. Hey, Mike, check the kid out from South Carolina, the safety, Nick. I can't pronounce his last name. He gonna be better than Starks. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that. And listen, as we get closer to April, I won't just do like there's always Eagles news, rumors, opinions, stuff like that that we could talk about. But as we get closer to the draft, I will have like every day we're going to talk about a new prospect, but only prospects that you guys like, that I like, and that are being linked to Philly, whether it's a top 30 visit, a report saying the Eagles are interested. And we know some reports are like, not, I mean, you gotta throw out some mixed reports too, like in the draft to make people say, oh, we got to do this, that, and the third. Okay. So we're never going to show our cards. However, every video, once we hit like March 30th, is going to have some type of draft prospect. So we might be talking about the Cam Jurgens possible extension, possibly trading this guy, releasing this guy. Oh, snap, we signed another veteran player, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to be talking about draft prospects. And that's why I like when y'all do this, whether it's a live chat and you hit me up like, Mike, check out the South Carolina safety. Or you comment on a video, Go check out this guy, this D tackle, this edge rusher, this linebacker, this cornerback. And then we'll be doing that. And if you tell me to check somebody out and I check somebody out and I like them and we talk about them, I'm going to let everybody know that, JSY Sam's told me to check out this South Carolina safety. Here's my thoughts. And we're going to show some. I do got a guy who can get me some college all 22 tape. I'm going to see if he hits me back. I haven't hit him up yet, actually. Slay just posted Goat Man Lane. Congrats, family. See, Slay still missed the Eagles. Sad day. With that being said, 407 people still in the chat. Let's see if we hit it. Did we hit it? I can't tell if we hit it. 354. So I don't think we're going to be able to make our 400 quota. It's all good, though. I'll take the 350 likes. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.